Hey guys, good evening. It is John C Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Just fixing my hat there a little bit. Hope you guys like my hat. As it says, believemeachieve.com. You guys can see it there right on my hat. First believe, then of course me, and then achieve.com, all one word. So definitely do check out believemeachieve.com, scan the QR code, which will get you there as well. I do thank you so much for being here with me on February 24th, 2024. It is Saturday. You know what that means? We're starting off a brand new master topic, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're here at 8:30 at night, 8:30 in the morning, 12 noon, 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 1 p.m. It makes no difference. Thank you so much for being here. It really makes me so grateful to see and hear all of you great people that like to comment and also love to get inspired by my works to help improve the quality of your life. All right, everyone. So, again, the master topic for the whole week, the stage of the week is challenges that happen at work. Yeah, I know. Why did I pick that one? Well, because a lot of people wrestle with these topics. And, I pick things that sometimes they're controversial, sometimes they're not, but it's really about you and making a difference. I always say it's not um, that things are going to happen to you. It's how you choose to respond to things that shapes and defines the character of whether you're successful or not. All right, and everybody ready for the granular topic for tonight? Here it is. Mastering work challenges, navigating people and resources. Series 3 means we're in the third year. Show 9, episode 1. Wow, everyone, that's pretty amazing. So if I had to ask our good old friends at Merriam-Webster, what is a challenge? So, a challenge, ladies and gentlemen, is a verb. And according to Merriam Webster, challenge, we also hear challenging, but we're really thinking of challenge, like, to challenge. A dispute, especially as being unjust, invalid, outmoded, to confront or defy boldly, to call out, to duel or combat, to invite into competition, to question formally the legality or legal qualifications of, to arouse or stimulate, especially by presenting with difficulties, to order, to halt, or to prove, okay, uh, identity, and to demean or demand, I should say, as due or deserved, to administer psychological, as especially in immunologic challenges to, like an organism or a cell. But when we think about a challenge, it's something that we're trying to do, something that we're maybe not well versed in. Maybe you've heard challenges on TikTok and lots of other social media. Unfortunately, some of the ones they do hurt people and their lives and harm people. So when I'm talking about a challenge, I'm talking about something that you're going to do because, maybe you're scared about it. Maybe you're unsure. Do it anyway. So a challenge is something people will put you up to. I'll give you an example of one. Many years ago, I used to be a big avid drinker of soda. Now, if you know me for probably over 30, 35 years, I've been off soda. But somebody challenged me to that I couldn't do it. And when I got that challenge, I wanted to prove to myself that, yeah, I could do this and I could go back on if I wanted to, but I don't want to go back on. I love being off soda. I love drinking water and natural juices and things like that. So challenges, they happen every day, not just at work, but at home. But I want to talk about work. That's what I really want to talk about. So what is a work challenge? Now, that's a very great question. If I asked you, what is a work challenge? Because there are a lot of work challenges. Let's face it. It could be things like, getting along with your boss or your management team or your clients or your sales team. Maybe some people will find certain skills that they're not great at, and they're challenged by, what they have to overcome. These could be things like communication, and we're going to dive deeper into these later on. Performance issues, lack of employee recognition, lack of transparency and leadership, motivation and engagement, conflict management, and there's a lot more, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to tell you that it's important that we understand what it's about. It's really important what we understand. And I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that it takes a lot. I mean, really a lot, everyone, to understand that you can only get better when you face your challenges head on, ladies and gentlemen. You face your challenges head on. And so work challenges always seem to be a problem. Why? Because they can sometimes impede people from making money, because if they can't get over their workplace challenges, what happens? They either have to quit, they get fired, or they're not able to be productive. Maybe they're working for themselves and they're not able to generate revenue. Not because they're not any good or anything like that, or that they're bad people. It's just that they're stuck. And so they have to figure out, how do I get unstuck? That's probably the best thing. But again, this is just kind of a cursory overview of what we're going to be talking about this week. And so the next thing I want to share with you guys is there are things called good challenges and bad challenges. Okay. So I want to just think about this for a moment. So we have good challenges at work and we have bad challenges at work. So what would be a good challenge at work? So one might be something like, you're not communicating and we need to be able to communicate better. Okay. A bad challenge. What's a bad workplace challenge? If I had to ask you, what is a top workplace bad challenge? And I would have to say that this would be something that might undermine other people or discriminate people based on race, religion, sexual orientation, creed, color, or even political party. So team members, as we know, can have bad days. But when they actually take that on other people, well, that's just below the belt. That's just no good, no good, no good. So when you think about going to work and then, oh my gosh, I got to deal with this guy, I got to deal with this person, or I've got to deal with this. I don't want you to think of it like that. I want you to see yourself as, how can I make tomorrow a better day? Like, I know I'm challenged by this person, which is a good thing. How can I communicate more effectively so that it'll be for the greater good of all concerned? Not just me, not just him or her, but also my team members and also my clients, right? What is it that I need to know? So there are good challenges and there are bad challenges. A bad challenge would be example like TikTok, like the French scar, where people are trying to pinch their bones so hard that they leave scars. And now the French world is now demanding that TikTok take that down. That's an example of a bad challenge. Another bad challenge might be something like, hey, let's see how many people can eat 100 hot dogs. So that's stupid. Okay, you might think it's fun, but it's actually bad because why? We talked about discrimination, but there's also something else that happens that could happen in a bad challenge. It's when, again, we discriminate for race, religion, sexual orientation, creed, color, political party, right, or something like that. But also, it could be if what we're doing is going to directly harm ourselves or someone else. So if there's a challenge that's going to make us overeat, well, that wouldn't be good for our health, like our heart, our circulatory system, our body, right? It wouldn't be good. What's another thing that could be bad? Well, another type of bad challenge might be something like, somebody says to you, hey, I want to see how many of these things you can throw. And, maybe these are products that you're selling to people. They shouldn't be thrown. So I'm just giving you some kind of ideas. So anytime it discriminates for any reason, whether indirectly or directly, or it makes somebody feel bad about themselves or harms the person, whether that be physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, right? That would be a bad challenge. A good challenge might be, hey, I'm going to give you guys 60 minutes. And the first person to come up with the new slogan gets $1,000 that we like. Okay. That's good. It motivates people. Or, sales floor, here's what I'm going to do to you guys. You guys are all working hard. The first person that brings in $5,000 this week, okay, will get an additional $1,000 in their bucket plus their existing commission that they would normally be making. Pretty good, right? Or a challenge, the first person that hits $250,000 this quarter, I'm going to send them and a friend or something other away to any place they want to go to in the United States for a week vacation, all expenses paid. You get the idea? So challenges are good because they can help us really muster up the courage. You might be saying, John, why do we have challenges? I know you're probably saying that. So they're crucial states, but they allow us to propel or be a catalyst for growth. They will directly, indirectly push us to go beyond our comfort zones. They teach us these invaluable, priceless lessons. So I always said you have to practice um, being comfortable, uncomfortable. So let me say it again. So you want to get comfortable being uncomfortable. When you can get comfortable being uncomfortable, then you're almost there. Okay. We've talked about your attitude being everything, but a lot of times people don't achieve things not because they have a bad attitude, but because they're just not willing to push. Oh, I don't really know how to do this, or I'm not sure I'm going to do this right. Well, do it, right? Just do it. And I gotta tell you, some of the best things I've learned, I didn't know how to do them right away. I learned. People think that when I went to college, you learned how to do things. You learn to be an engineer. You don't. You learn how to get the wherewithal and the thought and the resources to find answers to your questions, but you don't learn how to be an engineer in school. I mean, you learn some math, you learn how to crunch some numbers, and you learn some formulas, but that does not teach you how to be an everyday application engineer. And when I say application, I don't mean software. I mean that you can solve real world problems. But most schools don't do this. I mean, they're starting to get into this where they're starting to realize that if you want to learn something, you want to motivate a student, well, why don't we show them real world problems? Okay. Challenges or obstacles. And they're a fundamental part of our life. Without adversity, we would never learn, we'd never grow. And if we don't face a difficult situation, we're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. I said this before to you guys, which is a very wise person of our time. And he mentioned that Einstein said, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You know what that is? That's insanity. People do it every single day. So challenges will help us learn. They'll help us grow. But unfortunately, a challenge is not something that's going to be comfortable. So buck up. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. And when you are, you'll see that there's a whole new level of opportunities available to you, because most people won't be able to get up to that high level. And why I say the high level is that your brain operates at different levels. And if you can't get to that next level on the chessboard or the checkerboard or the game board or your world, you're going to get stuck in opportunities that are only in this world. Okay. When you start to reach out, you're like, oh, wait, I can do this. You have to have worth in yourself. You have to believe that you're worth the riches. You have to believe that you're good, right? This is important. So we're going to talk about a lot of different challenges this week, and mastering work challenges and navigating people and resources. It's tough. Okay. So you only have two types of challenges in your office. It's either people or resources. That's it. It's people or some other type of resources. And resource covers so many different things. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about tonight, and that's understanding how all challenges revolve around managing people and resources. You see, it could be something, it could be a scheduling issue. It could be a difference of opinion, right? We've learned that before. And, whether you're facing team dynamic issues, resource constraints, or other workplace hurdles, you're going to soon find out that when you learn how to navigate and conquer them, okay, you'll be able to rise above any challenge, not just in the work world, but in your whole life, personal world. But a lot of people don't do things in their regular world because they think, hey, this is just life. But no, when you're afraid to do something in work, it's because you're afraid of what might happen to you. You could get fired. You could get told no. But you've got to realize that you got to take some risks. And having the chutzpah, okay, to drive yourself to move past the face of adversity and to take your career to new heights, that's where the top 1% of the nation are. Okay. And so when we say that we got to tap into our wisdom and we've got to embark on a journey, it's really about personal and professional growth. Even though we're talking about the workplace, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you something. Everything is personal, but I'm really adhering this to people in the workplace because so many people I talk to, like, oh, John, I can't do that because the boss said this. Well, have you made like a case? And I'm not saying to be rude to the boss, but I'm saying, hey, Joe, I know you've been doing this for at least 15, 20 years, many years before I've been here. And I was just wondering if you'd be open to trying something else because I know a lot of other companies do this and they've actually been able to 10x their sales. I took the liberty of putting some charts together. I was wondering if you'd be open to me sharing it in our next sales meeting and see where it goes. You'll be surprised that most C-level management people will be very happy that you made that suggestion. Now, they might have some constraints. They might not be ready to do it right away, but also remember, it's not about your ego or their ego. It's about doing what's best for the company. So when you talk to them, don't say, hey, it's my idea. Look, was researching this. I think this would be a great idea for our entire company, for our clients, for our team dynamic, and for everyone that's part of our company, even our vendors. So I was just wondering, what are your thoughts about this? And you're going to get an answer. And bosses and C-level management people that are top producers know when somebody has a good idea, they're going to listen to that idea. Okay. But just don't come to them saying, hey, I got this idea and I'm better than you. Don't do that. Be humble with humble pie. Hey, Joe. Hey, Mike. Listen, I know this is the way we've been doing it for years. And my job is to always make production better and to increase our profits. And I've been looking at the way some of the other companies have been doing this in the trade. And I noticed that they have a process similar to the one I put down on paper. And I was wondering if we could discuss this and potentially bring this up at the next sales meeting. You're going to be surprised that when you do it like that, they're going to be very open to wanting to present it. Because it's not about you. It's about making the company better. All right, guys, we talked about some amazing things tonight. We talked about, first of all, the challenges that happen at work. Our master topic, of course, is for this tonight is mastering work challenges, navigating people and resources. And what is a work challenge? We talked about that. And we talked about differentiating good challenges and bad challenges because sometimes they're going to get hidden. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, John, I can't do this because, it doesn't feel right. You're going to know when something's right. And if you're scared about something, that doesn't mean it's wrong. It just might mean that you have to do some more learning or gather some more resources, right? That's what a team does. See, a person doesn't win a football game. A person doesn't win a baseball game. A team wins. A person doesn't make a company successful. A team does. So let's start embracing this. And when we can start to understand that it's fun to embrace our work challenges because we can grow and we can help others to grow and we can make the company more profitable and we can get other people to actually want to be part of our team. All right, guys, I hope you had an amazing evening with me. Definitely check out all my amazing content at believemeachieve.com, and I'll catch you guys real soon. All right, be well and have a great evening, and go to believemeachieve.com. And why not like and love some of my content? Thanks so much, and be well, everyone.